What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another video. I hope everyone is doing well. I am sorry I have not been on here lately. I've just been so busy with work trying to make that dollar. But I was looking at my two Leia and Boushh Bounty-Hunter Disguise. These are obviously from the Return of the Jedi line in 1983. And I was looking at these two. I've got actually another one coming from CAS, in the next month or so. And I was going to wait to do that. But I just found that the mold and color differences between these two figures was so interesting. I just couldn't wait to talk about it. So here we are. You guys have already seen this one on the right. This is the 90+ graded Hong Kong variant of Leia and Boushh Disguise. Great case. I love it. And then this one, I don't think I've shown to you yet. This one is the no COO version of the figure. This one's graded 85. This one, came on tri-logo cards, I presume, since there's no COO there. It's not a it's not a Lily Letty, for example, which also does not have a no COO, but it's just labeled as a straight, no COO version, which is what those two dashes mean for those of you who haven't seen my videos. But anyway, this one's an 85+. It's AFA graded, so you can see the difference in case style between CAS and AFA. This is the old casing style. They've since moved over to a separate kind of case instead of tape for the long rifle or whatever the heck that thing is. But for purposes of this video, I just thought we'd take a look at the differences in molding and so forth. I found it really interesting. First starting with the helmet. The most noticeable difference between these two with the helmets is the color obviously is quite a bit darker on the no COO version. The nose snout, or the snout of the helmet, is also quite a bit darker, and also the square gray piece out front is also quite a bit larger, as you can see there. So, just looking at these two again, to me it looks like the ridges on the top of the helmet, kind of where above the eye visor, those look a little bit deeper than this Hong Kong version. And, that's really it from the front. From the side, oops, I'll do it from this side. From the side, there's some very slight molding differences, as you can see. Noticeably, the snout on sorry, I'm getting it mixed up now, on the no COO version. I mean, if you look at the snout on this one, for the front portion that covers the mouth and nose, that looks quite a bit longer to me. And, just some very slight molding differences. On the back, basically the same. Again, the ridges towards the top here might be a little bit deeper. You can kind of see the shadows play off that a little bit more, but for the most part, and the yellow color is another thing I didn't talk about. That color for the yellow is a lot deeper yellow on the no COO version versus the Hong Kong. It's a pretty pronounced difference. And then, the figures themselves are also it's just crazy the amount of variation. And maybe I'm just, from staring at these things for so long, maybe it's more noticeable to me than to you. But the first thing I notice is the stance. Obviously, the no COO version has a much more narrow stance. The Hong Kong, I mean, it's a really wide stance for that figure. So the legs are a lot more spread apart there. And, so that's one. Obviously, the face and the eyes, eyebrows, the hair color is also quite a bit lighter. It's a lighter brown versus like a really dark brown. If you look at it from this angle, it's really noticeable there. So you can see the dark brown hair versus kind of the lighter brown hair. Quite a bit different there. And to me, the no COO version, the gray armor pieces are a lot darker gray, steel gray versus like a lighter kind of gray for the Hong Kong version. The brown parts of her uniform, it has maybe it's just me, but it's almost like a deeper brown color versus almost like a reddish brown for the Hong Kong version. So, but really the biggest noticeable difference, obviously the stance, the helmet, the hair color. The other interesting noticeable difference, if you look at And I'll focus here in a second. But if you look at the belt buckle that goes across her chest, see if I can get it to focus better. Look how different those are. If you look, especially at the middle belt piece here, it's quite a bit different in terms of the sculpting there. This middle piece has got some extra molds and things like that, but quite a bit different. Just looking at that, and it's just interesting how much variation there can be with just the same figure. And then there was something else that I noticed earlier yesterday. Let's see if I can find. I think it was on the boots. Yeah, the one on your left here, which is the no COO version. The cut that goes down the middle of the boots, kind of that line there, it looks a little bit deeper. And then some of the wrinkles are a little bit different as well. Not only on the boots, but in the thigh area here, there's just a little bit of wrinkle variation. But I don't know why it fascinates me. I just looking at it, it just has some very slight molding differences. Same with the backpack here. You can see some differences there, quite a bit different there on the mold there. And same here. You can see the wrinkles that kind of are below, or kind of on the draping portion of the cloak. It's hard to see with the piece here that's got that CS there, but it is quite a bit different, especially towards the bottom there. But just a lot deeper folds for the most part on the no COO version versus the Hong Kong, and that even extends down to the calf leg here. It's hard to see again, but this calf here versus this one is much more pronounced on the wrinkles there. That gives it some definition. But anyway, I do have one more coming that is a very interesting, very rare variation of that. We'll take a closer look at all three of them together. It's not in mint condition like these two are, but it was such an interesting item that I couldn't pass it up, and I decided to go ahead and get it graded. So we'll see what they come back with over at CAS, but pretty interesting looking at the two differences. So again, you got the no COO kind of tri-logo version here, and then you got the Hong Kong version on your right. And these probably for the most part came on standard Kenner cards in the U.S., but pretty wild, the differences. I didn't even look up the differences in the gun molding. I imagine there's probably quite a few differences there, or at least some markings to denote what factory they were made in. But anyway, I'm probably more fascinated by this stuff than you are, but I thought I'd share it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.